Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Faces of the Jewellery Quarter, and it's a blast from the past because I'm not sure if you remember, but 50 videos ago we interviewed this handsome young chap, Mr. Steven Charles Quance. How are you doing?
Yeah,
you were the very first video interviewee, the first Faces of the Jewellery Quarter, and that was it's just about 2 years ago.
The guinea pig.
That's right. You haven't aged.
Thank you.
So have you had a good couple of years since we last filmed you?
Yeah, I think business has carried on rolling on. I'm very, very fortunate that I don't rely on just one particular time of year, which a lot of people, Christmas can be a fabulous time of year in this trade. I'm busy all year round.
Which is always nice. And just to remind people, you're not your regular jewellery retailer, are you?
No.
What is the sort of service?
So after coming away from the high street, the service involves a very, very personal touch. So the service would involve just sitting down like we are today and just having a chat about what someone is going to wear for many, many years to come, what someone is going to mark a very, very special occasion with. So, and that piece is, obviously very important. So I think it's nice to feel comfortable and relaxed while choosing that piece, and that's the type of environment I try and create.
Yeah, and the bread and butter are typically
engagement and wedding rings.
Yeah. For wedding occasions, and these pieces.
And weddings are all year round nowadays. People are getting married on Mondays. They're getting married February. They're getting, so that's why I'm busy all year round, because weddings are. It's not a weekend wedding anymore. It's it's.
I suppose if you're buying for a marriage, obviously these are going to be lifetime pieces of jewellery.
They're going to be family generations. People handing them down for, There's many a time I get grandma has unfortunately passed away, but we'd like to create something from her wedding and engagement ring that we can wear and remember her by. These items that I'm creating today are going to be family heirlooms.
Yeah, and that's, you kind of touched on the kind of products that you make are not sort of out of a catalogue or anything like that.
No. People come and people use Google, a fantastic source, the biggest shop window in the world of idea bases. Then they send me the idea bases alongside a budget. The budget is crucial for me to put in front of them what is affordable but at the qualities I'm prepared to supply. Diamonds there's all sorts of sizes, all sorts of shapes and qualities, so you need a guideline from the client before you actually put things in front of them that they can then see upside down, roundabout. They can fully inspect the quality that they're going to look at for the rest of their days and be happy with where they're putting their hard-earned money.
Yeah, I think it's completely different from if you go online and you look at the pictures of the 0.5
pictures are enhanced, Dan. You'll know that. How many times have you airbrushed yourself, Dan?
I try not to do it anymore. I think last time I spoke, and I know you've got magazines here of some of your clients, so you've got customers of all kind of customers all over Birmingham, the Midlands, and what have you. But you have. I know some of the sort of celebrities that you've dealt with previously, but can you sort of mention any of the celebrities that you've dealt with in the last couple of years at all, or
the last couple of years there has been a couple of well-known faces that I've dealt with, but unlike the previous clients that printed my name as a supplier in the Hello magazines and whatever else where I've appeared, their business is confidential. As would be, Dan, as a celebrity like yourself and supplying your wedding ring, you'd have to tell people about that, Dan. I couldn't tell people about that.
He spilt the beans. Obviously, Steve did supply the wedding ring for myself for my wedding, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
If I haven't already said so, this is probably maybe an example of the sort of stuff he does. Gents probably don't go too sort of crazy with the designs in terms of their wedding bands, but I thought platinum wedding band, but with like a hammered finish. That's all I was asking for, or something, but just to make it slightly different. And Robert's your father's brother. You did it. So job done. So I appreciate that, and really chuffed to bits with that. And it's nice to be able to go to somebody you trust, chat about your ideas, and you can go away and do that.
Well, I hope you felt it wasn't like a shop scenario.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about not having a counter.
Yeah.
You know, people are coming to make important decisions. I have lads sat here sweating, thinking of, you know, how they're going to propose, when they're going to propose. It's a big, big thing for a lad that, you know, is making that sort of commitment.
Yeah.
You know, we all know as men, commitment, you know, it can be quite daunting.
It seems a bit strange actually now you think about it, because if you go into all the retailers, and obviously there's some very good retailers around here and do some very good business, but you know, if you are buying such a sort of personal piece of jewellery and you're going in there and you're sort of talking to a complete stranger over a counter with probably other strangers in the room, it's probably not the most comfortable place to do it, is it?
Yeah, I suppose with people coming in and out the shop, I mean, when I was the owner of a shop, people wanted to see me, so you'd get interrupted because so-and-so had come to see you and they were booked in at so-and-so time, and you'd be talking, like you say, very personally about, you know, that guy wouldn't want to shout out what he was spending,
exactly,
for instance, in a shop environment.
Yeah.
You know, that's very personal to him.
Yeah, explain that it's his third wife or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to share that information either, maybe.
No. So this environment here, where it's booked on an appointment basis, or even in the home, their own home, where, you know, a lot of people now are very, very busy. They've both got working, busy lives, and the only time that they have got is when the child's gone to bed, possibly, and 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I can come round, sit on their sofa with pieces that they can, in the comfort of their own home, choose.
You can work around them. I appreciate you allowing me to come back in and seeing you and having a catch up. And before I go, I just thought I'd mention just to sort of show how much of a good guy Steve is. I know I go to his annual charity golf event, but also I think you're climbing a hill. Is that right, of some sorts? Do you want to explain that?
Yeah. I don't like mountains, and I believe that. I mean, I like boxing, but it scared the life out of me to do the 2 white-collar things I did for the air ambulance. But mountains, yeah, that would be my challenge. And Kilimanjaro is somewhat of a small hill.
Yeah.
And we're doing that for a charity called Help Harry Help Others, a local Birmingham charity. Doing it alongside a guy called John Street and a number of other people supporting us, who runs a fantastic charity called Free at Last. So Help Harry Help Others is fighting against cancer and supporting families within the Birmingham area, and unfortunately a lot of us are touched with that terrible disease, and John he's preventing poverty and battling against poverty within the Birmingham and Nechells area, and helping families that are far less better off than ourselves. I'm doing it in the name of Darren Cooper. I was his best man 25, 26 years ago, and we stayed mates ever since, and he lost his battle to cancer about 14 months ago now. So doing it with his son Ollie, very proud to be doing that with Ollie and doing it in Darren's name. But first and foremost, raising money for Help Harry Help Others, and you can get that on Just Giving. If you were to type my name in, Steven Quance, and go onto that page, I'd really appreciate any amount that you can afford to support me get up a stupidly big hill.
Fair play, and make sure that we've got that link on screen for those kind enough to donate towards that. And Steve, I really appreciate that, and fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Dan.
good luck with that. Honestly,
appreciate you involving me again.
Not a problem. Absolute pleasure.
Very proud to be in the Jewellery Quartet, so thanks for that.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks again. We'll see you next week.